Got Aura. This is another one down in Swanee. Hula. That's my favorite one. That's the one I'll go to every year. Okeechobee Year One. That's another one down in Florida, different one. Same people that put on Bonnaroo ended up putting on that one. That was done really well. This is Bass Center. This is actually not a festival. This was more of a banger show out in Colorado. I think 3 miles. They were reporting earthquakes. That was a Nectar show out in Colorado. Bisco. This one obviously holds a lot of joy for me. We've done like 2 bachelor parties there. That's one that we do every year. Art of Cool Fest was a jazz festival in Durham and Raleigh. This was an interesting one to party in downtown Durham for. Another Halloween. There's gonna be a couple of those. Another Moonrise one. This is Revolution. This is actually one that a local guy, Michael, put on in Wilmington on Carolina Beach for a couple of years. Super cool guy, lives out in Nashville now, making in-ear monitors for big bands. This is Lock In. This is a jam band festival. There was like 6 bands that played at the original Woodstock were represented here. Santana was there, Jefferson Airplane, man, I forget now. That was a good one. Tomorrow World, another Bisco bracelet, another Bass Center bracelet. My name is Jared Toback. I am originally from Baltimore, Maryland. Technically Elkridge is a little town right outside of Baltimore. I moved down here to go to school to UNCW about 9 years ago now, in 2009 I guess it was. And I guess the easiest way to say it is that I'm an entrepreneur. I don't work for anyone. I have worked for people before. I was introduced to festivals around the time I was probably 18 or 19. I got a call from a buddy saying, "Hey, can you be in Tennessee in 3 days?" I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." He's like, "All right, you're also gonna need $500." I was like, "Done. Let's do it. It sounds like a great time." And I mean, I love being outdoors. I love music. Music festivals, I was gonna find one way or the other. Luckily, I had a buddy who had some of the similar interests as I did, and ever since then, I've been going constantly, man. I love it. I love it. Live music is one of the reasons that motivates me to travel. Most of the time I travel, it's to see live music. You know, that's the end goal. But I mean, these places, it's definitely a utopia. It's the perfect place. It's my church. It's an environment where you can go and people are drinking, people are smoking and doing God knows what for 3 or 4 days with 40,000 people, and I've never seen one fight. I've met some of the best people that I've ever had the pleasure of meeting at these things, seen some of the best music I've ever seen. And you know, when you're at a live venue, some of the things that can happen you just will never hear on a CD. The people that you come in contact with, like I said, they're just some of the most unique and free-spirited people, and they, you know, we all share, I think, a common belief that there is a better way. This is a way that I think people really recharge. Yeah, I don't even know which one that one's from. Moonrise 2016, that was one in Baltimore. That was at, that was actually really cool, and that was a hometown festival. I never really get to go to festivals in my hometown, and that was at the Preakness track. That was at a big horse stable. This is one that you and I went to, Counterpoint. This was your, I believe, 26th birthday. That was the excuse that we used to get there. This one I got a call that was like, "Hey, I have an extra VIP Moogfest bracelet." This one was in Raleigh. Odessa was headlining, and we also got to sit and do a Q&A with them and find a lot more about their creative process. That was super cool. The concept of buying something for $1 and selling it for $2 was always something that was very easy for me. I think from a very early age, I was turned off of the fact of working for somebody else's dream, and the fact that you were such an expendable part of that machine, whatever machine that they were running. I promised I would never do it again. I've always thrived inside of a capitalistic environment. I mean, the concept of buying something for $1 and selling it for $2 was always extremely easy for me. I also had some really good mentors when I first got into it. We started with drop shipping companies on eBay, you know, buying something literally for $1 or $2 of phone cases, and you know, selling those for $5 or $10. You do that with a box of 500, you know, you're looking at a nice chunk of change for an 18, 19-year-old kid. So I have a bunch of hobbies that I've picked up from a bunch of really talented people. I like to read. I like to blow glass sometimes. I haven't been doing that as much as I needed to lately. Love going out and playing some disc golf and traveling and going to music festivals. I also like to combine money making with hobbies. So I got into playing poker. I don't really look at it as gambling. I try to stick to a set of rules and don't let the cards play me as much. Also, I was bored one day and me and a buddy were trespassing and he was like, we gotta walk over here through this like mile of shrubbery and see if there's something over here. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I was like, we need an eye in the sky. And I think the next day I went to Best Buy and I got myself a drone, and it blew my mind. It completely changes your perspective on how to see the world around you. And immediately I started getting phone calls about like, hey, we're surfing today, will you come out and film this? Hey, we're I'm selling my house, can you come out and do a flyer around it? Like, hey, we got 2 jet skis out in the intercoastal. This was the other day. We got 2 models on 2 jet skis in the intercoastal. Will you come film that? Like, yes, I'll be there. And so very quickly I realized like there was way more of a demand for it than I thought. And so I'm in the process of opening a company called iAbove, and it's going to be a little, basically a drone company that I run myself. Weddings, real estate, any really application, commercial or otherwise.